the reason why we want to create memorable NPCs is because you want to create a world, right? As a GM, you're a storyteller. You want to be able to forge an entire immersive world for your players, and you're failing them if you are not making some kind of impact with at least a couple of your NPCs, right? Because this is what players talk about. They're not going to talk about each other's characters and say, oh yeah, you remember when your character whatever ate the apple. Like, no, man, they're going to talk about how your fellow teammates interacted with some of the NPCs in the world.
Yeah, it helps develop the character. Otherwise, what these people are all going to talk about in terms of their characters, oh yeah, I have my character, he casts sleep and does this, and he can do this, and he has this combo.
I one-shotted this guy,
yeah. I have this combo that lets me do this and this and this and that, and that's not a character, dude, that's mechanics. So, define the character with a backstory, but that can only go so far. The backstory should also tie into the character's personality, and then that character's personality should change throughout the campaign because the world around them changes them.
Yeah, if it doesn't, then you're looking at, and I'm going to take off a lot of the video game people, but I'm taking everybody off today, right? You don't want to have a video game at your table. A lot of the players in TTRPGs do come from video games, so like with video games, they want to win. They want to figure out the best build for their character that's going to be a badass and is going to one-shot everybody. But you want to flesh out their character. You want to help them flesh out their characters, because in the end, they may say that's what they want, right? But they want to have that memory. They want to look back a year later and think back, oh man, my character did this, or hey, you know what? You remember when this guy tried to steal from me and I slapped him and I ended up accidentally freaking almost killing him?
Yeah. I've actually had players that are in my regular groups that played a character like almost 10 years ago because they watched a YouTube video and found out a hidden 10 weird tricks on how to shoot 1,000 magic missiles in one round and do 10,000 damage in one round, right? So 10 years ago, we ran this character through something. It was ridiculous and just annoying. But when they talk about that character, they're like, man, remember that character that shot like 1,000 magic missiles? But that's all they remember. They don't remember the character's name, what race they were, what character class they were. Nothing about them, just magic missile, 10,000 magic missiles in one round. That is a video game mentality, right? That character is not memorable. No one remembers that character. All they remember is 1,000 magic missiles in one round. So, I mean, some people like that, and by all means, we're not saying you're wrong, but at our tables, we like to flesh out our characters.
And when I say video games, I don't mean like story-driven video games, like the new Resident Evil that everyone, is saying is really great because it's got a great story and blah, blah, blah. We're talking about like, you want to max out your character to deal the most damage and kill as many bad guys as quickly as possible. Back from the NES days, right, where you have the Ninja Gaiden, the side scrollers, the Sonic the Hedgehogs. You get the superpower, and now you're a ball of fire rolling through, and you mow down everybody in your way. That is what a lot of these players want to build, or they think that's what they want in their characters. And if you allow that, they may resent you for it. Unfortunately, because in the back of their mind, that's not really what they want. Because who goes back and says, man, you know what? When I was in middle school, I played Sonic the Hedgehog this one time, and my Sonic was running around, and I turned into a ball of fire. Who says that? Nobody.
No one.
In Ninja Gaiden, I was fighting the level 3 boss, and I swiped him and killed him in 3 shots. Nobody says that. Yeah. And it's for a reason, right?
Yeah, it's just mindless fun for the moment, but not memorable.
Exactly.
And what we try to do with role-playing games is make memories with your friends. You're all getting together and playing together and making memories together.
Tell stories, yeah, that you can go back and recount those stories, right? And say, oh, man, I killed like 10 bad guys. No, it wasn't. And then the other player will butt in, oh, it wasn't 10, man, it was 11. Oh, yeah, you remember that other guy that snuck out from under the ground. And, man, you relive these moments. And that is why we play these games. That is really why we play.
Yeah.